Hey guys, my name's Rex. What you're about to watch here is me and Rafael Lenhard going back and watching his big upset against Ben Johns last week. He gives us some insights of what he was seeing and thinking throughout that match. I had a great time, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Hopefully we can do it again sometime.
There you go. First point.
There you go. That's a good start. So how are you feeling like
Yeah.
in this moment? Like what's it like? What's going through your head like preparing for this match and then like what's it like in that first point of the game, getting the first point? What are you feeling?
Man, to be honest, when I got the first point, I was like, yes, I'm not gonna get double pickled
There
or
you go.
like lose 0-1. That was literally the thought I had. When I was prepping for it the night before, it was impossible not to have that thought. I definitely try to brush it away very quickly. But I definitely had the thought like, man, what if he just doesn't miss anything and I can't hit a winner and I lose 0-0? So,
Well, you don't have to worry about that anymore. So,
yeah.
man, that's
We
awesome.
just we just saw a point there where you watched me hit a really bad backhand roll at the kitchen line. That was just pure nerves, man. Like I
Yeah.
went back and I'm like, holy shit, I have to hit this shot so well. By the way, can I cuss?
Yeah, go for
That's
it. Yeah.
annoying. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I have to hit the shot so well, and I like fell back on the back and completely shanked the ball. So it was very like, I mean, you got a quick 4-1 start here. Um, just I was just nervous. I mean, I don't know. I didn't really know what to think. I was happy I'd got a point, but I was still trying to feel out the level and understand like how these points are going to play out and whatnot. So there you go. I got the ball back. Got a nice deep volley. I've watched Ben play a lot. I'm a huge fan of his. He's got a super interesting style. So I did know what to expect when it came to the cat and mouse and some of the shots he likes and his targets and stuff. So that definitely helped.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. But anyways, like if I don't know if I should just keep talking through each point or if you had any questions you want to ask me. But you saw me spray a forehand there again, like just trying to go for so much, like feet are a little bit out of position.
Yeah.
Just nervous, man.
Yeah. What do you
Again, like
think?
I'm.
Like, should I replay some shots or should I just ask you questions and roll with what we got?
Yeah, I mean, let's roll with what we got. Nothing's
Yeah.
really happened so far here. I kind of just missed some shot, like it just dunked it back in the middle of the net. Still like trying to feel out the nerves. Like this was my
Yeah.
fourth pro main draw, so
Wow.
every time I've played in a pro main draw, it takes a couple points to get used to the level from qualifying to the main draw. They hit a little bit bigger, they're a little bit more precise, and I mean, I'm playing Ben Johns. It wasn't the same effect that I had when I played Jack Sock because I idolized him a lot more from tennis, and it was a much more a celebrity in my eyes. And I love his podcast with the other three American players: John Isner, Steve Johnson, and Sam Querrey. So it was different. I did go into this match thinking that I could win it, but I was also having some of the other thoughts, like, man, like I hope I don't embarrass myself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then this forehand I just hit. That's one of my best shots for sure. I mean, I could hit winners from anywhere, and after I hit that, that helped me loosen up a little bit. I was like, oh wow, I could pass him like I do everybody else,
Yeah.
and I definitely loosened up after that point.
So I feel like that's kind of the key. It's like you get that first point, you loosen up a little bit, and then you get that second one off of like one of your strong shots right there, and it's like, man, like I'm good to go. Like let's play.
Exactly, it was a clean pass. He had no play on it, and I know Ben. He has the reputation for maybe not trying as hard in the first couple rounds, and I definitely felt that maybe he was a little bit lethargic, but I took advantage of that. I mean, that's a beautiful play right there, like
Yeah.
standard play, right backhand on the line, backhand cross court approach, and take the next ball out of the air. And I started to feel like good here. I was like, whoa, I just outplayed Ben in a point.
Yeah.
Um, One thing that you'll see in this match too are my serves were definitely the best serving match of my life. I mean, every serve was going 3 inches from the baseline, very deep, heavy. I know he doesn't like those types of serves, so that was definitely part of the strategy going into the match. Also, was to really get after it on the serve.
Yeah. Nice. So from your like tennis experience, had you had any tennis matches where you kind of felt the same level of pressure? Is this like to you like one of the biggest matches that you've ever gone into as either a tennis player or a pickleball player?
Yeah, because it's a pro level. It's something that I want to do full time. So it definitely was really cool opportunity to showcase where I've been at. I mean, I've always believed that I was going to be a really good pickleball player. It's funny. I messaged Kwong after he moved to Vegas, like back in January. I'm like, hey, Kwong, like, I know you just moved out here. I know you don't know me, but I'm going to be at the top
Nice.
of the game within 2 years. And I'd
Go.
love to practice with you. And he never even saw that message, but I've kept that same attitude ever since I started. Um, and I felt like I had come up short the other times previous to this year that I've played in main draw against big players. So um, this match was a huge deal for me, but I definitely believed that I could win it.
Yeah.
And here you start to see me find my groove, go after my forehands, play aggressive. So 5-4 lead. I'm like, oh, okay, this is going good. Let's
Yeah.
keep it up, and just kind of play each point, each ball.
Yeah. So at this point, are you already starting to feel like your mindset shift a little bit? Like I can do it. You're up 5-4. Like you're starting to feel the comfort set in.
I'm feeling that I can play with him. I'm not
Yeah.
feeling that, and not like toy with him, like play at an equal level with him.
Yeah.
But even still, you just saw me barely miss a third ball forehand there on the pass, and I was still a little bit tight. I'll only make those mistakes when my feet aren't moving that well. Um, so yeah, 5-4. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of in this.
Yeah.
And then I start to feel the forehands a little bit. I start to find the cat and mouse. He wouldn't miss that shot normally that he just missed, but he did give me an opening, and I took it. That's what
Right.
happens
Yeah.
with any sport. So 6-4. This might be my favorite point that I've ever played
Okay.
coming up here. I've watched this. Oh, wait, it's not this one quite yet, actually.
Okay.
This ball was out. He played it, and I was thrown off. I just sprayed this out. But yeah, to answer your question, I mean, I played big tennis matches, but as soon as I got to the point where I was getting good and I had a chance to like take it to the next level in pro, I kind of just threw it away. I was really over the sport. Um, so I never got to a stage where I really had, the match being on video and having people watching. And I've had crowds in tennis, but like for men's open tournaments, nothing at a pro level where this wasn't a thought I had, but maybe subconsciously I knew that if I won this match, this would be kind of life changing. So yeah, definitely the biggest match I've played. Here we go. This is the point.
Nice.
I mean, this is just beautiful. When I watch this back, I'm like, how did I do this, bro?
Let's go. Oh, that's awesome.
That's yeah, that was nice there. I bet he was not expecting those shots. But
Yeah.
man, it's just playing each ball, playing each ball like I would in practice. Like I have a forehand, I'm gonna take it up the line, then I'm gonna go open court, then I'm gonna drop the next ball. It's regardless of who you're playing, you kind of just got to go with your shots.
Yeah. And so for you, how long have you been playing pickleball? It's been like 2 years maybe or 1.5.
Yeah, it's been since November 2023, like early
Okay.
November 2023.
Okay.
Zane was asking me about this too. I mean, I did a league, an 8-week league in October of 2022. So I played 8 times, right? It was once per week, but it was against 3-5 level players. Like whenever we got like a 4-ball dink rally, I was like, oh, wow, finally.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I played there, but I really started actually playing against decent players and playing some games November 2023. The first time I ever played singles was at the CIBC finals, right, where the top 8 played. I played in the 4-5 singles division, and I was getting all confused with like the scoring and what side I was serving on because like we had just played a point on the right, but I had even points, so I was like going to the left, and I'm like, dude, you just serve there.
Yeah.
Um, So yeah, November. So like a year and a half, year and 8 months, something like that.
Wow. Well, that's exciting. I mean,
Uh,
that's one of those things I think when it comes to sports, you get comfortable the more you play, and it doesn't matter who you're playing against. Once you can kind of get into the mindset of like, hey, I'm playing my game and I'm just playing the game. Like you're not worried about who you're playing against, you're just playing the game. That's when you start to get comfortable. But if you've only played the sport for about a year and a half, like that's I would imagine that it's still tough to deal with like some of that nerves, even if you're playing against like a good 5-5 or a good 5-0. Like it's still
yeah,
like
for sure.
you're playing against maybe a 5-0 that's played for 5 years, and they kind of know the ins and outs of it that you're still maybe learning.
There's a lot to be said about playing different people in a stakes, like where there's
Yeah,
stakes. There are stakes.
Wow.
And that was my main problem last year. I was only able to play a PPA tournament every 2 months. I just listened to Alex Crum talk about this on a podcast too. He was kind of on the same track. And you would get to the tournament, and it's like, okay, here we go. There's so much pressure, so much built up. So I knew that coming into this year, I would really have to plan my life around playing tournaments. So I started doing money balls in Arizona, Kappa, iPickle, visual spots, Arizona, California, and playing a lot of people in like 1 game to 11. And at the end of the day, we're playing for $700, right, in the first place. And to me, that's a lot of money. And to me, that's stakes on the match. And that's the only reason I was able to pull off the win against Pablo and Red Rock, against Ben, is because I had match rhythm. Like, I've been playing so many tournaments this year. So yeah, that's absolutely huge. You don't get that look really in practice. So
Yeah. Nice.
'cause-
10-6.
yeah,
There you
beautiful
go.
passing shot there. Now I'm just doing my thing. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just doing my thing there. I kind of outplayed him here towards the end of this first game. Maybe he's a little bit lethargic, not moving super aggressively, but I mean, I was taking my openings. He
Yeah.
was leaving the door open, and here I'm starting to feel comfortable in the cat and mouse. I'm like dropping ball. I'm like, just don't pop the ball up. Just keep the ball down. Try to put some spin on it. And again, I know what shots he likes to be aggressive on, so that's why you saw I was able to anticipate a couple ATPs throughout this match.
Yeah.
Um,
I had to
yeah.
run that one back. Sorry. That was an
Oh,
ATP
you're
right
good.
there, wasn't it?
Yeah, first point to break his serve. There it is. I was returning great. I mean, I didn't miss I missed 3 returns in the beginning here, but yeah, there it is. Boom.
What a shot.
I was there and knew the shot was there. I don't know. I mean, he might have been able to be a little bit more aggressive on that ball, but maybe he thought he'd just get me off the court and that I would pop something up. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was there. And now, obviously 0-0, I'm on serve. I just won a huge point. He missed this ball, so I'm like, man, he must be feeling like kind of crappy because that's not a Ben Johns miss. That's an unforced error. I
Yeah.
mean, I got the ball down. He wasn't going to hit a winner there, but he definitely shouldn't have missed that. So now I'm like, oh, okay, wow, this is going well. He misses a return here, and I get up 2-0. And then I'm like, what the fuck is happening? How, each time I get closer to the match, the disbelief kind of gets a little bit bigger, which is problematic, right? I believed more as the match started, and I'm getting closer, and I'm like, no way, what the
Yeah.
hell?
Yeah. That's how I feel when I play
Um,
against my brother in pickleball. It's like, man, like I might actually beat him this time. Like, no way. But
and this was a huge point, man. I should have won this point. I had the upper hand. I didn't hit a great volley, and I thought I was going to take a 3-0 lead. Scraped my knee pretty bad there
dang.
on that last shot. Left blood, sweat, and tears on
Dang.
this match.
There you go.
Uh, and here, Rex, is where I felt him turn up the intensity. I mean, he went big on this serve, like bigger than he had been serving all match. And I had to come back down to reality a little bit because I missed 3 returns and I got down 3-2.
Yeah.
But either way, I was just like, oh, you already won a game. This is good. This is
Yeah.
fine, no matter what
Yeah.
happens.
You're making it a match right here. So even if Ben starts getting a little momentum, which he does get here in this game, like
He does. Yeah. As you'll see, 3 missed returns,
yeah.
just kind of shanked that forehand. That was pretty bad.
So what are you kind of
I think
thinking at this
maybe
point? Are you starting to feel like okay, he's woken up, or is it like hey, I just got to get back to my game?
I thought like shoot, I just kind of let him back into this
Yeah.
match because he didn't really do anything. He had some good serves, but I missed a return, and that's an unforced error on my part, but that's a big serve by him there. And here he's kind of going for a little bit more. And I'm like, okay, listen, just weather the storm. He's not going to be hitting forehand drives like this. I'm going to get looks at the points. Um, and I took a timeout there to kind of reset. So I had a pretty clear strategy also just to keep him back, not bring him into the net. So that's why I'm kind of volleying deep here and going spin. And I'm very
Nice
long. I
shot.
got good balance, so I could reach for those shots. And I'm believing here, 2-4. I got the serve back. Good point there. It's like, okay, let's get back on track.
Yeah.
But as you see, that doesn't happen for the first, until he's up 9-2 in this game.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but here's another point. I mean, I could have done more with that forehand. I had my chances to win that point too. If I
Yeah.
just hit a better pass
Yeah.
on the 5th ball. So now we're kind of just in the dogfight, side out to side out. I know he doesn't want to lose this match. He's an insane competitor, probably the best in pickleball. So I know I'm gonna have to really step up my game. That's a great shot by him there, and I'm just digging in, staying in this point. See, I'm impressed with some of my cat and mouse. Like
That's awesome.
sometimes you just do things that you rise up to the moment. I know I have good abilities and good skills at cat and mouse, but I didn't think that I could hang with Ben in some of these points. And
Ben's the toughest, yeah, at the cat and mouse game
yeah,
especially. And it's funny.
which makes it fun.
I bet. Yeah, I can't even imagine, man. Like to have the opportunity to play against Ben Johns alone, like coming out of the qualifiers, and then you see that draw. It's like, all right, Ben Johns. Like that alone. I
And
would just be
here,
like, man, that's so cool.
and I knew that it was going to be either him because I saw how the draw was lined up and how there were two qualifiers playing each other to feed into Fed and Hunter, right? So 4 qualifiers, and the other 5 they're probably going to do a point differential feed into the other top seeds. And I had some great scores in qualifying, so I knew it was going to be either Connor or Ben. So I was ready for it, and I was telling all my friends like, "Hey, I think I'm going to play either Connor or Ben." And when I found out it was Ben, I had the biggest smile on my face. I was like, "Wow, this is what I'm here for." This is amazing.
Exactly.
And I do think our games match up well. I think I bring some stuff to the table that he doesn't like, and I think because of my length, again, I'm able to play these cat and mouse points. So I think it's a good matchup. Do I think I beat him more than 6 times out of 10 today? No, but I'm only going to keep getting better. I see so many holes in my game, that I could fix. So this was an insane shot by him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Making me look at him like, really? You just did that?
Yeah.
I had total control at that point. That was probably a stupid shot by me, but still, you don't get people that do this, right? The people that I'm practicing with or
Right.
playing in these money balls, like they're gonna probably pop that ball up. And
Yeah.
he just hit a winner.
Yeah. That's got to be an interesting
So.
feeling when you look at Ben Johns. Like, what are you, Ben Johns? Like, he's like, I am Ben Johns. Like, yeah, come on, I am.
Exactly, man. Exactly. But see, again, like I did the basics. So, and if I compare my match with Christian, where I did not do the basics well, I didn't serve well, I didn't return well. I served and returned incredible in this match. Everything is
Yeah.
deep,
Yeah.
good placement, good
Yeah.
spin. So even if he was locked in here, you saw him just miss a third, but my return basically landed on the baseline.
Yeah.
It was
Making
a
it tough
pop
for
up.
him. Yeah, that's something my dad always told me. I grew up playing football, baseball, a little bit of basketball. He always told me, make the routine plays routine. Like, and then
Mhm.
sometimes you're gonna make a great play. You got to field the ground ball that's hit right to you. Like, you got to make that
Mhm.
play 100 times out of 100. So, and maybe that's what you were saying. Like, kind of went wrong with Christian is that you weren't serving right or you weren't getting the returns that you wanted. Like, you got to make those
Yeah,
routine
serve
plays
return and
routine.
third.
Yeah.
Serve return and third and singles, those are the most important shots. You can win the entire match with just those shots. So if those are off, you got to find a way to reel it in. But again, if I'm doing the basics really well, I can beat Ben, I can beat Noe, I can beat anybody, I feel.
Yeah.
I really do believe that. And I
Yeah.
and I say that today, and I know I have like still massive holes in my game that I'm going to work really hard at developing.
Yeah.
So that's what makes me excited, about my next year and a half,
Yeah.
2 years, hopefully 5 years in the sport. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, yeah. I mean, from where you are this Monday versus last Monday, I would imagine that your mindset, your excitement for these next 5 years has just got to be off the charts too. It's now you've
yeah,
actually
man.
you've proven it to yourself, which I'm sure you've proven it to yourself throughout your tennis career that you can play in big matches and win big matches. But now in pickleball, you've proved it to yourself that you can go up against the very best and beat the best. So your mindset, I would just imagine, is just that's going to help elevate you to the next
Yeah,
level.
dude. Absolutely, man. And I coached a lot of tennis too after college, and I was very, very passionate about that. I worked really, really hard to get my students better, and I try to improve myself as a coach. So that was an insane help to me getting into pickleball because I've just been able to apply what I learned as a coach to my own training
Yeah.
routine. Um, and it's impossible. to train the way I do and not get significantly better in a short amount of time. You train hard and you train smart, and that's what yields really good results. Um, so definitely my trajectory kind of all led me to where I am right now. So
Yeah. And I'm gonna pause real quick, but like, where do you see that trajectory? Like, where do you go from here? Because I think AC, like, Alex Crum had a little bit of an issue where he did so well in his run, where I think he's in the top 50 now, so he's not able to play in the qualifiers
yeah,
anymore. So I may be wrong about
correct.
that, but like, if you're in the top 50, you can't play in the qualies. If you're outside of the top 50, you still can. And if I saw it correctly, I think you're like just outside of the top 50. So does that sound
Yeah.
right? Like you can still play these qualies?
Yeah, just outside the top 50. So I could still play qualies. However, I am, excuse me. I'm at a point where I I know I'm meant for this. I really believe that, and I want to do this full time. Um, I have to be able to pay the bills somehow. I have a normal life outside of pickleball with the mortgage and groceries and stuff like that. So I can't just sign a contract for 3 years with no money, which is what I hear happens a lot. Um, but I'd like to be playing more tournaments, and I like to find a way to make it happen, and make this my life. I mean, imagine this is the level I've been able to get to training in Vegas, working a full time job, and we have great guys, but I'm not training with touring pros, right? Um, so if I could add 4 hours of really purposeful training to my day and recovery and training with guys that are top pros, like I feel like my improvement curve is going to be really steep. So that's what's the most exciting to me is like how good can I really get at this sport?
That's awesome. So you're in Vegas now. Do you think you'll stay in Vegas or are you going to get down to Florida or Austin, like where a lot of these other pros are?
Yeah, I think I just have to see how things play out, with any potential contracts or sponsors. Once I can go full time, and if I can make it work in some other way, I love real estate. So if I'm able to find a place out in Austin or Florida or Arizona, even, that's definitely a thought that crossed my mind is moving to one of those spots to be able to, surround myself with these guys and get super high level training for sure.
So 9-2, what are you kind of thinking right now after a great first game, you're down 9-2, are you just kind of thinking like, hey, maybe game three? Like,
Yeah. Man, I came back from 8-2 against Pablo in Red Rock, and that was my first breakout win against, a 6+ duper. He was 6'4" something at the time, and obviously top 15 in singles. So, and I came back from 8-2 against him just hitting winners, like I just playing out of my mind. So even though I'm down 9-2 against Ben, it was more like, hey, just get the serve back and see if I could reel off a couple points, get some momentum to maybe go into the third. But it's not like I'm thinking that far ahead. It was just really more of a moment thing. And
yeah.
I remember after the serve where he just missed the forehand, I'm like, let's go, really smart serve, you know. And now 3-9, I just hit a great shot, and I'm
Yeah,
like, in my head,
great shot. Sorry.
yeah, kind of faked them out there. That was just beautiful. At this point, I'm thinking like, hey, I can do this for 5 points. Like, I know I have the ability to hit these shots and to fight. So you really kind of just got to play each point. I mean, look at Connor Garnett, right? The guy is unbelievable. Down 9-2 or something, 9-1 against Jack, wins 11-9.
Yeah.
Down 10-0, wins 12-10. So, I mean, again, you just saw me lace a forehand inside in there. Again, I love that shot. Um, Now it's 5-9. Okay. What happens next point? It's 6-9, and then the match is all of a sudden pretty close. It's not
Yeah.
like he misses a return, right? I go big on the serve, 6-9. Okay, let's get another point and just keep going and see what happens. So, yeah, I mean, I kind of blacked out for a lot of this match, to be honest, other than just playing the points. I mean, he gave me
Yeah.
another gift. He missed 3 returns, which is I missed 3, so I guess we're even now in the
Yeah.
second game, right? And now it's like were even on the unforced errors. But now I'm fully back in this game. 7-9. Here's ATP incoming.
Yeah.
Boom. That's cool, man. It's cool to watch that back.
I got the
There we go. You
replay
got
too.
the
Yeah.
different angle. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I don't even know, man. I mean, because he hits a good shot. That's not a bad shot that he hit. This might just be my subconscious from having watched Ben so much. I mean, 3 weeks ago, I'm at my parents' house in San Marcos now. 3 weeks ago, we were having dinner watching him play the finals of Atlanta against Conor Garnett as a family. We were watching this match.
Wow.
So it's pretty surreal. And just another forehand. Like, I mean, I don't know if you saw my match against Noe, but that was the whole second game. I mean, I pickled them 11-0 and I went up 9-1. Just if I'm hitting big serves and they're returning middle of the court, I really do feel like I have a lot of options to do some damage. So that's what happened. And he takes the timeout. I missed this shot. Beautiful return by him. Deep backhand corner. You know, I could have taken one more step to get ready and been a little bit quicker with the feet, but now you know as a competitor that he's really tuning into this match.
Yeah.
I get super lucky here, net cord. You know,
Yeah.
I definitely had quite a few net cords, so
Yeah.
it's just it was meant to be. I think kind of what I texted everybody the night before is like, I'm ready for this moment. If it's meant to be, it's gonna happen.
Exactly. So in those, when you hit the net cord like that, I know sometimes I guess the way you're supposed to do it as like an amateur, you kind of say like, "Hey, I'm sorry, my bad." Like, is that kind of hold true in the pro levels? You hit the net cords like, "Hey, my bad."
Yeah,
Like,
and I think you saw me there. I put the double hands up. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
it is like, of course we're happy. Oh, this is a beautiful point here too, man. I mean, this is just pure instinct. I don't even know how I'm doing this.
yeah.
Just open up the court and just
Crazy.
feeling myself in the moment. Like, wow, I just outplayed Ben John. And that's just high percentage right there. Down the line, you know, Ben's going to go line until you pop something up, but I'm able to reach in there and get some spin on the ball to pull him off. He thought the ATP would be there, but I'm covering the court. Back to your point. So the net cord, like, I will say, we're happy that we get it, but we want to kind of win straight up. And for me, it's just like a natural instinct. Like, hey, you know, it's not the shot I was going for, so
Yeah,
apologies. Like, bad
yeah,
luck for you,
yeah,
basically.
yeah,
Anyways, just ripped another inside and forehand, and now Rex, this is the moment where I kind of came back to reality, and it's like, holy shit, I have match point on Ben Johns.
man.
Like, what do I do? See, I can't even rush the serve a little bit, but great serve, bad miss, unforced error. I normally make that shot.
Yeah,
Feet probably got a little bit stuck there. Couldn't believe that I was here in this moment.
yeah,
9-10. I forget what happens here. Oh yeah, he hits a good forehand. Yeah, that volley right there. I've missed 3 of those in this match. That's like a tight miss. I love that volley, but your body just freezes up for half a second and you're out of position and you're missing a shot, you know?
yeah,
So 10-10. Big action on the serve. Great return. And I'm just trying to keep him back. Keep him back. Yep. Good spin on the volley. He missed that. I don't know. Like, he must have. I do think he was feeling probably pretty bad this day with his game, because I feel like he did miss some shots where he probably would have made most of the time,
yeah,
even after he turned it up in the second. So yeah, here again, I'm just going for my shots. You know, like my forehand. If I get my feet behind it, doesn't matter. It's like Jack Sock, where you see him just run around. He's more athletic. He's had more, like, probably 10 years of high-level training, more than I did. But if I can get around and find the forehand, I can hit those spots. So that's how I was just going for it. Like, just fucking, I'm not going to win playing passive.
yeah,
11-10. This was the shot here, Rex. I mean, I make that play 9 out of 10 times in my sleep. You know, rip the forehand line to the back end, come rushing in with a forehand roll, and I just shanked it. I was just so nervous. You know,
yeah,
I thought about the moment as I'm hitting the shot. I'm like, oh
yeah,
shit, this is the ball I want.
yeah,
So here, classic Ben Johns. Really good dinking. I try to go for a stupid speed up. I mean, the way he's able to control that ball is crazy, man. I mean, it wasn't a fantastic speed up, but the way he just cuts and sets the paddle with like a twitch motion and gets it to bounce in the kitchen with that much spin is it's admirable. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So it
Beautiful
makes
to
him Ben
watch.
Johns. Yeah. It's crazy.
So where are we at? 11-11. I think he's going to get a game point here, I believe. Yeah, again, kind of short on the volley, bringing him in. Well played by
Hmm.
him. I try
So,
to be a little too aggressive there on the cross-court roll. I should have put a little bit more spin and angle, probably. What were we going to ask?
so yeah,
Sorry.
at this point, are you kind of thinking, I got to get it now? Like, are you thinking like if this goes to game three that it's going to be tough, or are you just feeling like whatever happens, like one point at a time?
No, at this point, I'm like so happy. I'm like, I won game one, and I've had match point,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like, oh man, I could really do this. But even if I lose, like I was so close.
Yeah.
I remember, I think that thought went through my head, but also it was like, come on, man, let's not blow it now.
Should win it.
I've had 2 match points. I got the ball I wanted on match point. I could have already been off the court. So yeah, I just went. And by the way, Rex, same exact play here, right? This is the one I missed on match point.
Yeah.
And I told myself, like, that was the match point right there. Same exact play. Same setup, same shot. But anyways, 12-12. Okay, here we go. Stay aggressive. And he's just going to miss a return here, which is, I mean, terrible for him. 4th one of the game, right? So a third of my points from returns, or almost a third. But this is a key thing that I want to talk about too. You saw me serve to his right hip. I do this really well when I'm playing well and I'm feeling my best. Is I will mix up the serve spot in key moments and have them move out of the way. And here you have the match point. Good drops by me. I mean, I should have gone down the line on that back end probably. Here you have the controversial get. And then here, I actually want to talk about this shot.
It's a great shot. You see it better from a different angle, but yeah.
So the flick that he hit there, the last ball that I got, the flick back in, he had done that earlier in the game. And that's not a shot I've seen very often. It's
Yeah.
very high level. Like the amount of pace and spin he got on that, I remember I thought to myself, like, ooh, that was nice. But it's a kill shot. And I remember that in match point, I'm like, oh, wait, that's the kill shot that he's probably going to look for. That's how the only reason I was able to get to that last ball is because I was kind of expecting it from that one time he hit it earlier in the game. But here it is again. I wish I went down the line on that forehand. Good drop here. I should have, again, been more aggressive on this backhand. But here was just, well, we'll break it down after this. But here it is again. I'm kind of waiting the same way I did on the forehand because that's a shot I was expecting him to hit.
Yeah.
So obviously we played the point. He's complaining to the ref. I'm like, good match. Try to shake his hand. I think he's just too heated to even realize I'm there, to be honest. So yeah, that was.
I've got this angle too.
Yeah, I've seen this quite a few times over the last week or so. I do like this angle better.
Yeah.
You kind of just the movement and the footwork. I mean, dude, it's impossible to tell from the video, but at the end of the day, like, we the players know when we get underneath the ball or not. It is kind of like, it's kind of a bummer that it had to be on match point. Like, let's say this happened on midway through the second game, right? Like, nothing would have come from it.
Yeah.
But it is a blessing in disguise too, kind of like I told Zane, because it did make the video a lot more viral. And for somebody like me that wants to, do this full time, and it's important, the visibility. I'm just learning, dude. I just got Instagram back on my phone. Like, I haven't had it for over a year, but that generated so much buzz that it can't really be a bad thing at the end of the day. And as I get to the top of the game, people are going to have opinions of me, good and bad. I watch enough sports, individual sports specifically, to know that that's the case. and I can't be concerned with what people are thinking about me. So it's as I told Ireland in the interview. I got my paddle under the ball. That's what I felt. If I had any doubt that I had gotten there in time, I would have stopped playing. You probably would have seen it in my body language too. But um, yeah, the show goes on. I don't know why he couldn't challenge. He asked the ref, but I didn't hear what the ref say because again, I was kind of blacked out in that moment. Maybe it was because he had to stop the point right away to challenge. But
Yeah.
I thought he was also complaining about the last ball, which hasn't gotten as much attention. But from what I remember hearing, it's like he said something like two balls or something with his like two fingers. Yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, I thought he was saying two bounces, but your last shot, that's to me, it's like, man, you made such a great shot on your last shot there. Like you're fully extended on your backhand, like just picking it right up off before that second bounce with an
And able to
unbelievable
get it to
shot
the
to win the
kitchen.
match. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what blew me away is you get it into the kitchen and you win the game. Like you win the match.
I don't think people mean to make bad calls, but
Yeah.
I think it happens a lot because it's very hard. Like I remember when I first started playing pickleball, this still happens today, but um, like I would see balls out that other people saw in. I would see balls in that other people saw out, and this still happens to me almost every tournament, where somebody comes up and they're like, "Hey, that you were like too generous with your line calls," or this ball looked in, and people are asking the ref. Like it's just tough to always call. So I think the best way to do it is just call as you see it. You're gonna make bad calls, and you're gonna make we'll call them good calls, but really, like if you go watch my match against Jack Sock at Red Rock, it looks like I gave him, I don't know, 4 or 5 shots that were pretty clearly out on the video that in the moment I saw in. So it is what it is. It's just, you got to just call it as you see it, and,
Yeah.
and if we're going to get eventually better technology, that would be great. More refs, right? Line judges, whatever. That would be, that would be ideal.
Yeah, I think it's tough. I mean, it's tough when you're a competitor, you're playing against your opponent, but then you're also playing against the ref. Like if your opponent's the ref and making calls like that, like it sets up for emotional responses. As like a middle
Yeah.
school PE teacher, I see it all the time. Seventh graders playing pickleball against each other, like they're all constantly disagreeing about the calls, and you see it all the way to the very highest levels of the game. And so what are you kind of thinking now? Like, have you seen any angles that have changed the way you feel about it at all, or like you still feel like you made the right call?
Yeah, the only two angles I saw were the ones that we just looked at. Nothing changed in my heart. Again, at the end of the day, only the player knows whether they got their paddle underneath the ball, and that's what I felt. What has made me second guess it is all of the comments because I didn't think twice about that until maybe an hour after the match, and I was scrolling Instagram, and then I saw the video, and then I've seen people give their takes and whatever, and the trajectory of the ball, this and the paddle angle, that. Um, and I don't even know how to really interpret that, but it does like the thought of like, oh my gosh, did I get this? Did I not get this? Um, but I don't, I'm not losing any sleep over it because at the end of the day, when I was in the moment, when I lunged at the ball, I felt my paddle get underneath it. And then if you look, it's hard to tell in the video, but when I looked up from that, the ball was spinning backwards. So I got slice on the ball, and people were saying there's top spin or whatever. And the only way to get top spin is if the ball is bouncing into the paddle. But that ball had slice. The only way that I interpret a ball being able to have slice is the paddle getting underneath it. So um, it is what it is, man. It's a kind of a shame, like I said, but it's also a blessing in disguise.
I agree. Yeah, I think blessing in disguise is a great way to look at it because it is something it's caused so much conversation. And like
Right.
you said, only the player knows. And like you had an angle to see that it was a slice and feel that it was a slice that nobody else could have seen that other than you. And there was an angle where it's like I saw it and I've watched it from all the angles I could find and I've slowed it down.
Frame by frame. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can't tell. You just flat out cannot tell frame by frame. I think it's a blessing in disguise. You won the match, and that is not changing. And I 100% agree. Like it's up to the player to make the call. You made the call, and like I don't know if like if you slowed it down with the best camera in the world, if that would make too much of a difference. But
I think just the how split people are, right? From looking at it, I mean, you have people saying the same thing and disagreeing. So I can't be concerned with that.
and
I'll
now
just
I'm
have to
gonna.
beat Ben again,
There
and
we
I will do
go.
it.
You heard it here first.
It's gonna happen. I'll beat Ben. I'll beat Hunter. I'll beat Fed. I'll beat Connor.
Let's
That tune
go.
has not changed since I started playing pickleball. The tune has not changed because I've had this week. Um, so yeah, I'm just excited, man. What I wanted to say, I just remember like what matters to me at the end of the day is the people in my circle, the people that know me. Um, so it is what it is.
Got your way to, was it the quarterfinals or the semis? Like,
Yeah, it was the
it's,
quarters.
yeah.
Yeah, funny enough, we had Noah and I had some controversy, but on his end in game one. But he's a guy I love watching. I mean, it's a beautiful game. I'm a huge fan of his too, and I've been watching him since he made his run at Fountain Blue. He beat Connor Garnett, and anyways, that was probably my best match I played. That was an insane level, so much fun, so much support, so much cheering, and then made to the quarters. The magic ran out for this week. Lost to Alshon. But yeah, it just makes me want to work harder. It makes me want to do this full time and really dedicate my whole life to it. It's pretty much already there from a mental standpoint. It's just like if I could get more hours in the day, man, that'd be awesome. You know?
Yeah, 100%. And I can't wait. I don't even think magic's the right word to describe it at this point. What you've done, the door is open for your future. And I think I can't wait to see it. And I think the rest of the pickleball world can't wait to see it. And it's like, all right, if you go out to qualies and you don't qualify for the next pro draw, like you'll get the next one. But like we're gonna see. We're gonna find out. We're gonna see. And
Yeah.
I think that's
Targets
what
on my
people want.
back.
Targets on your back and viewers are tuned in. You're in a great spot. That's what people want. And you're coming in with that like fresh, clean slate. I know I mean, what's it been like 4 pro tournaments?
Yeah, this was the fourth main draw.
Yeah.
It was the second this year. I played in Mesa. I lost in the last round of qualies to John Goins. That was
Yeah.
we had a very very close match, and that at that point he went on to make that run, and I was like, oh wow, I'm right there. Just keep going, keep going.
He's a
And
beast
then
too.
played.
Didn't was that the
Was
same
so
tournament
good.
where he beat Ben Johns or he beat somebody to
No,
his
he that was the next tournament where he went
okay.
all the way to the semis.
Yeah.
In the very next tournament. That tournament he beat me and he lost to Alshon like 8-8 or something in round one, which okay, whatever. Um, but then I played in Red Rock, and then I played against Pablo, and that was a massive win for me. And then getting to play Jack, and with Jack even I was right there, and I felt like I could compete. And everybody always asked me like, "How did you feel? Do you feel like you could beat him?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm going to eventually." Um, and I like I hope it's not like cocky. I'm just very confident. I do work really really hard every single day, um, and I just try to manifest this stuff. Like
Yeah.
I gotta believe it before anybody else. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I approach it.
100%. So where do you go from here? Like what's your next tournament? What's the near future, I
My
guess?
I have APP in Newport in a week and a half. So I'm back to the routine today. I'm like I said, pretty sleep deprived. I've not been able to sleep well, really for the last week. So APP Newport is next Wednesday. Yeah, I'm gonna go practice here in a little bit, probably a light drill session. Work really hard this week to do some off-court training also, and start playing points again. Get used to the Franklin ball again, which is I was really liking the lifetime ball. It's helping my shots a lot.
Yeah.
But APP Newport, and then just see what happens, man. See what happens with all these. I set up a bunch of meetings this week. I'm trying to fit the pieces into the puzzle and make things work.
Nice,
So
man. Well, I appreciate you taking the time. It's been a lot of fun hearing your side of the story, just hearing your insights. I thought, like, I kind of came prepared with, like, I'll ask him this, I'll ask him this, I'll ask him. And it's like, man, like, you just kind of, you run with it. You're watching the replay. Like, you did such a good job. It made it really easy for me to kind of just sit back and listen, which was awesome. And
Oh man, thanks Rex. Yeah, I hope
yeah,
that was entertaining. I know I sometimes ramble, like I don't know how to do this, like we were talking about before we started recording. I mean, I listen to podcasts all day long, way more than music when I'm in the
yeah,
car.
same.
So I hope this was good, man. I'm down to do this again whenever you want. I like watching back footage and trying to
Nice.
learn. So
Nice.
this
Well,
is
yeah,
awesome.
you did great. I think I'm the same. I feel like we're in very similar situations where like this is very new for me. This is my first time. Like I've got this fancy light behind me. Like I got a fancy light in front of me. Like I set all this stuff up for the first time. So I'm trying
There
to
you
look
go,
like I
man.
know what I'm doing, but I really don't. I'm just asking questions kind of from a fan's perspective, or at least trying to.
Yeah, man.
Do you have any like sponsors that you want to shout out, or like any sponsors that you would like to have that maybe you can be like, hey, get on board, like while you still can.
Yeah, yeah. Man, I have a friend, a really just like a guardian angel out in Vegas. His name is Mike Richardson. He's, uh, you know, he's retired and he's been connecting me with a lot of people recently and putting in a good word for me because he sees my work ethic and who I am. And, um, things are at play, and I was texting him before coming on this California trip where I played two money balls, before San Clemente, and I won both of those. And I was texting him, I'm like, hey, now is the time for these companies to have this chat with me. And then I come out here and all this starts happening. So I'm open to everything. I am signed with Selkirk. I've been with Selkirk for pretty much since I started playing. But I'm open to talking to anybody, to learning about anybody's product, anybody's strategy. Yeah, Rainstorm.
Get you
There
the
you go.
rainstorm, yeah.
Come on. I mean, come talk to me. I feel like as I get more comfortable in front of the camera, I'm a marketable guy. I have um, a lot of Brazil behind me. It's like countless messages from Brazilian people supporting. So let's do it, man. Let's grow a brand. Let's make some money and let's have some fun.
Let's go. I love it, man. I love it. So, are you from Brazil? Like, were you born in Brazil or?
Yeah, I was born and raised. I
Wow.
lived in Brazil until I was 11 years old, and then my family moved here in 2007. We've been here since, but obviously I go back. All my extended family is there, and my ultimate goal is to represent Brazil in the Olympics someday. If pickleball can make it there in time, that would be truly like lifelong dream achieved.
That'd
So
be so cool. Man,
yeah,
so
man.
what's the pickleball scene in Brazil right now? Is it getting pretty big there? Is it?
No, not really. Not from what I can tell. Yeah, not even close to US or Asia or Australia. But
Yeah,
it will be,
yeah.
eventually it will be. And I think guys like myself, Onsens, Mary Humberg, we're all playing really good this year. And we're all putting Brazil more on the map. So it's gonna take that a little bit more. But I know there's some ambassadors out there that are trying to grow the sport and building some facilities. So it'll come in due time and hopefully it's within the next hopefully it's within the next 10 years
Yeah,
because that would mean 2032. Yeah.
there we go. Nice, man. I think it takes someone like you to kind of be the trailblazer to put your name on the map and bring Brazil with you onto the national spotlight, like in the pro scene, and then you just never know. Like, is there a 7 or 8 year old kid in Brazil that saw what you just did this weekend that thought like that is the coolest thing ever? So a Brazilian dude
Yeah,
just beat the number one player in the world. Like he's out practicing right now, and we're like just waiting to hear about him 10 years from now. Like it's
that's right, man.
funny to
That's right.
imagine.
Yeah, and especially these kids that start with pickleball, they're going to be so good.
Yeah,
They're going to have shots that none of us have.
yeah.
So I'm very curious to see like how pickleball really evolves as a sport. I think it's only going to get more athletic, only going to more spin. People are going to use more angles. It's going to be fun to see how intense it gets. I mean, kind of looking back at how tennis was right in the 1950s versus today. So
All right.
um, pretty nuts.
Nice, man. All right. So, last question? Do you have any hot takes? Anything to throw out there? To anybody to cuss out? Anybody to say "f you" to, or anybody that you want to? This is I'm cutting this from the video unless you say something that's awesome right here. But do you have any hot takes for the world?
Man, I feel like I'm not good at giving hot takes.
Okay, okay.
I don't
Well,
know, man. It's yeah. I don't want to make any enemies. I don't view this as
yeah,
like we're not fighting each other.
no,
Like I love MMA and these guys maybe it's a different vibe, but this is a sport. I'm the fiercest competitor out there. I am coming for everybody's head on the tour. I want to beat everybody, but at the end of the day, it's just a game. And my motto is have fun then play well, not vice versa. So
I love that. Yeah, that's what I always told myself too before playing a football game in high school. Just have fun. If you're having fun, you're gonna play well. Like
exactly,
you're
yeah,
gonna play to your abilities at least. Like it's gonna go the way
exactly.
it's supposed to go. If you're stressed out thinking like, oh, I gotta get this right, I gotta get this right, like, and then you're just not having fun. You're just in your head like it's a nightmare. So I'm gonna go ahead and post that as Rafael Leonard says that he wants to see Ben Johns in the octagon, and that he
Dude,
want
Ben's a big dude, man. I
yeah
mean, listen, I did some training over the years, but Ben would probably. He looks like he can kind of fight. I don't know.
yeah.
He's a big dude.
How tall are you?
But yeah, I'm 6 foot. I'll
Okay.
see Ben Johns in a boxing ring. I would do that. I would not do MMA.
Okay. That's the clip I needed right there. There we go. All right.
So
All right, dude, you're the man. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. That went
yeah,
better.
Rex.
That
Thanks,
went better
man.
than I could have expected. So
Hey, that's awesome, dude. Good to hear. Yeah, like I said, I'm down to do this again. Next big win I get, we can get
nice.
together and break it down. But thanks so much for having me on, man. I appreciate it, and good luck growing the channel. I'll definitely, once you put the video up, I'll post it on my page as well.
Nice, man. All right, thank you so much. Good luck the rest of the way. I can't wait to see it.